taking a quick look at this NEBO. This is the blackout backup light bulb. So guess what? If the power goes out and it's dark out, that means it's gonna be pretty dark in your house, isn't it? Unless, yeah, unless you have this bulb installed in one of your regular lamps. This is the whole thing that makes it special, because it uses your regular lamp, and if you have the lamp on and the power goes out, there's a rechargeable battery in this bulb. So the power goes out like that, and all your lights go out, all your appliances go off, except this one, except the one you installed this bulb in. So yeah, it's kind of a comforting thing, isn't it? Everything goes black, you get scared. You know what I mean? And always ready. So this is the key thing that makes this thing really an awesome product. Because as I mentioned, you can have this thing in any standard light bulb socket. Now we'll talk about the sizes here in a second, because you might be confused with all these different numbers. But basically, what is it? It's the standard bulb. So if that's a good enough explanation for you, you don't really need to watch the rest of the video, to be honest. But yeah, so it's, if you have it installed in a regular bulb socket, yeah, because it's, whenever it's getting power, it's going to keep, there's like a little battery in here. It's going to keep that little battery recharged, topped off, so if the power goes out, it can switch over to that. Now, as far as the brightness goes, here's the thing. So they do say, if you do have it, actually, this isn't the best picture. Let's go back to that other picture. This one. If you do have it in a lamp, whatever, any kind of light fixture, yeah, it's going to use 8 watts, okay? So it's LED, of course. So yeah, it's 8 watts is equivalent to the old 60-watt bulbs. So yeah, and they say it's about 800 lumens, okay? So, and this is also good because we can see you're getting somewhere around 100 lumens per watt. And that math is actually important, because when the power goes out, it's going to switch over to backup mode, which doesn't put out as much light, because obviously you want it to last longer, because now it's running on that little tiny battery. So they do say there's 3 modes. There's high, medium, and low in this backup mode. The highest one is 500 lumens. So that's about 5 watts, right? So, how long is it going to last on that? Well, we'll do the math here. So, and then the next one, the medium, is around, it's, roughly around 200 lumens. So again, we know that, 100 lumens is about 1 watt. So that's about 2 watts. And then the lowest setting is around 100 lumens, roughly. So it's about 1 watt on the lowest setting. Now, of course, you're not going to get much light, but, it's still going to be better than pitch black. So now let's do a little bit of math here, right? So, if it's going to last 12 hours, that's what they say. It can last up to 12 hours on the battery. And for sure they're quoting the lowest light output, for sure. So that's 12 hours on the lowest setting, and the lowest setting uses 1 watt, right? So 12 hours and 1 watt output. So then we know, actually, yeah, it's easy math. We know that the battery is 12 watt hours, for if any of you care. And then, obviously, if it's running on battery power, it doesn't need to be in the light socket. It doesn't matter. You don't have power in your house anyways, right? So you can actually take it out. You can walk around with it. You know, you can set it down, I don't know, you can set it down on a table, play some cards. Or, this is really cool. They give you this little cap, they call it power cap. It's like a little accessory that twists onto the end of it. And then you can see it. You can see that you can hang it, you know, from anywhere, basically. If you have something, you find something that it can hang on, and it'll give you, you know, a broad amount. You always want to, if you have just a very small amount of light output, you always want to get it up high, so it'll kind of give you the biggest, broadest coverage, right? And in fact, you know, so even with the lowest setting here, 1 watt, if you had it up high in a room, you'd still be able to, you know, kind of see what's going on in the whole room. It's not going to be bright, but you'd be able to see. Now, you might be looking at this, and you might be saying to yourself, what the heck? What the heck are all these numbers? E26, A70, A21, you know? I just want to know, is it going to fit my standard lamp? Well, actually, yes, it is. So it basically, all these numbers indicate it's just a standard light bulb, basically. Now, if you want to know what all this stuff means, yeah, I'll break it down for you. E26. The E stands for, yeah, Thomas Edison. You remember that guy? Yeah, so, you know, of course he wants to have his name on all of this stuff. And, you know, he does. Basically, he does. That's what the E stands for. Now, this is where it gets confusing. 26, you might say, well, what is that? It's actually 26 millimeters. Millimeters, not inches. So, yeah, what is that? It's like a little over 1 inch is what the equivalent is. And they're talking about this part here. So it's about 26 millimeters right there. And, the E Edison screw is just, basically the pitch in the thread, of the screw. So it's the standard one in the US. That's what you need to know. But then you might say, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. What the heck is A70 and A21? So these are basically the same, they're referring to the same thing. So let's actually jump over to this picture. Yeah, this picture here. So those numbers, A70 and A21, I don't know this. All right. They're talking about, this part here. So what is it? Yeah, again, it's the size. This one is the millimeters. Okay. Again, millimeters. So, what is that? It's like between 2.5 and 3 inches is what it is. And then you might say, well, what the heck is A21? A21, it's referring to the same thing in the same exact size, between 2.5 and 3 inches. But guess what? 21 is referring to eighths of an inch. So 21 eighths of an inch. 21 of them. 21 1/8 of 21 1/8 of an inch. This is crazy, isn't it? So yeah, do the math. Basically, divide it by 8, right? You can see what the number you're going to get. It's between not quite 3. It's between 2.5 and 3. So why they do that like that? Hey, this is, I don't know. That would be. It's a good argument for using the metric system, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. It's easier in millimeters. So yeah, so that's what it is. Now you might say, well, okay, all of that makes sense. What does A mean? You know what A means? Arbitrary. It means, basically, it doesn't mean anything. Basically, the size is the important part. It has nothing to do, it doesn't have to be a certain shape is what it means. It could be any shape. It'd be any shape. All you care about is the size. Again, you use this like a normal 8-watt LED bulb, which is the equivalent of a normal old 60-watt bulb. You can use it just like normal. Maybe the power never, maybe you're lucky the power never goes out, it doesn't matter. It basically functions like a normal bulb. But then, like I said, once if the power does go out, you're gonna be glad you have a little rechargeable battery in the base of this thing.